was just two of us left, see, and most of them are pre-made, and we have a lot more people. We discuss them and talk about it. You want to add anything, Bill?
Yes, I think it's important if you go in partnership with any person, your brother, your sister, or a good friend, that you should do this, and I really believe this. You should put down what you're going to do when you disagree. Because if you're worth your salt, either one of you are, you both got your ideas. It doesn't mean that yours is bad and his is good, or his is good and yours is bad. It means as human beings, and if you're bringing something to the mix, you got to bring what you are. And so if you bring it there, see, and then what happens if it's just two of you? And this is a big decision, and one of you definitely feels this, and one of you definitely feels the other. What do you do? I think that was your question. And so your answer is, before you get into, you agree what you're going to do when you disagree. Brother Lee just brought up the fact we decided that if three of us agreed, even though they might be wrong and the other might be right, that's the way we went. Because that was more important, that we go as a team than you go fighting each other. So you have to have a someone, and so you need to come with some kind of a deal to agree before you get into the partnership. Because you have the third person, it might be a judge, it might be a friend, it might be a college professor, it might be whoever it is that you both trust, and say, now we're going to come and bring our problems, and this is kind of, and then you get to be the badger. And I think if you have that done, it will really help in a lot of cases, that someone gets, you have a plan, maybe a good plan or a poor plan, and then you have a plan to do what you disagree. Because you will disagree over something sooner or later. And I think that's very, very important. And many people fail to do that. And I think we were able to do that. Be, and you could care less, you know. In fact, as far as I was concerned, you need to work for someone who doesn't care either. Because you're going to feel good, you want to do the best you can, and I want them to do the best you can. And as a team, we want to do that. We have posters up, be a team player, because teams can accomplish things that by working together that can never be accomplished otherwise. You don't have to have necessarily all kinds of gifts. But if you have the ability to work together, you can accomplish great goals. And I think that's true in football teams, basketball teams. I think it's true in business. So a lot of our people that we have are on our team. They own a part of our company, and they're committed. And as we grow, they grow because they own stock in our company. So I think it's more important to me that you have a team player and who does this or who does that. I think that's very, very important. That's how I feel.
I can't see any hands up.
But I'd like to share probably two important things I can share with you. One of them has nothing to do with Sam Brothers. You've all heard of Sam Walton. Went down there recently and got his book, and I read his book, and he has 10 commandments. And the 9th commandment in that book, it simply says that efficiency is very important in any business. And if you're not efficient, even though you have a brilliant idea that could do well, but you do everything inefficient, you probably won't make it. And you can make some mistakes in business. But if you're efficient, you run lean and mean, you'll probably make it. So efficiency, as far as I'm concerned, is real important because it's really necessary. Because any couple, any business, if we don't have more money coming in that's going out, we got a problem.
Working for us, the most precious thing we got is a customer. And you do everything to take care of the customer. And then you're really on the team, because we're nothing without a customer.
Amen.
Along the lines of what you're talking about with efficiency, one of the things we talk about in accounting is the struggle of covering fixed costs that don't go away when you're having, changes in revenue or sales, and that's declining. So how have you guys dealt with the challenges of declining sales or just consumer taste and kept the lights on, so to speak?
Well, I have many people, I said we have a lot of city stores and we have a lot of travel centers, and yet we struggle in many areas. But I think somebody needs to be analyze the situation. Sometimes you need to promote more. If you notice, all the successful cars, all the successful pop people, beer people, you got to keep promoting whether you want it or not. And if you give it promotion, well then you probably aren't going to make it anyway. But the important thing is that you try and you analyze it. I will tell you, we bought a C-store in Auburn, Nebraska up here, and we tried everything. We had a fast wash, we had Kings in there, we had a number of things, and then they closed off the highway to us so they couldn't get in. And so one of my key men come in and I said, Bernie, I says, I think we own that 5 years from now, we're still going to be supporting it. And I said, I think we ought to sell it. So I think, I guess there's a, what's the saying, there's a time to hold and there's a time to fold. And if you don't see, and even though somebody else takes it and does well, that's no, maybe you're doing something else. Do the best you can with what you got, and if you don't think you can do it, fold and go do something else. And so we bought and sold and folded and adjusted and take something else. And things that you don't do very well, if you do well in something, keep doing that. We bought a thing in
One thing, we also feel that God is number one, not only in church, or He's mighty important in your business. And for an example, when we first started our first car operation, it happened that my next door neighbor was in charge of Ford at that time, and he helped us buy the place that's in Ashland, Nebraska, that my son runs now. But anyway, my friend got us in and got us a dealership, but it took Ford Motor Company about 6 months to find out we was on the map there, and they sent a letter down that them boys, no experience, no money, why are we keeping them? Well, they flew in a guy, and he found out that we was out selling them in Lincoln and in Omaha, and he kind of changed his mind and said the Sat boys are going to stay. Now, this 1960s, quite a ways in front of all you people, I know that. We had the will and the power to stay. We like people, and our people that work for us are just as good as we are, or they better be. They keep that customer. But about 4 years ago, I lost my wife, and I was at a different occasion, and I mentioned that, a man don't realize how much a woman does for you.
Amen.
And once they're gone, you find out how much they did for us. And I mentioned that the most underrated people in the world are wives. So I'm getting invited now to the ladies' aid clubs every place in the world. And that's the first thing I say. I mean it.